Welcome, Black is Tech family. My name is Cindy Klass, and I lead diversity and inclusion here at MongoDB. I've been in my role a little bit over a year, and I have the honor of working to advance D&I at the company and ensuring we're a place where people of all backgrounds can come and build their careers with us. I have two amazing children, Augie, who's 5 years old, and Harley, who's 18 months old. I love gardening and really upped my game while in quarantine, I have to say. I'm going to pass it off to my colleague, Danielle, to tell you a little bit more about herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Danielle, and I've been at MongoDB a little over 6 years now. I started as an intern originally for the then events team, then ended up joining full-time on the field marketing team, worked on the demand generation team, and most recently joined the D&I team at MongoDB.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jensen Bouzi, and I'm a UI engineer on the university platform team in the education department here based in New York City at MongoDB. And I've been primarily working on front end for the past 3 years, and I've been able to work on many different projects on my team as well as outside my team, and really been able to make an impact on the company.
Hi, my name is Nneka Ogbourne. I am a manager for corporate recruiting here at MongoDB. I officially just made my 1 year, what we like to call our Mongoversary. And thank you very much, very excited. And what my job means is that I'm not only responsible for hiring across various teams and various departments, but I'm also on the front lines of our expansive growth, defining our culture, and impacting change here at MongoDB.
So on behalf of MongoDB, welcome. We are thrilled to be here together with you all. A little bit about my origin story. I mentioned I have 2 children. My son is autistic, or as I call him, autastic, and being a special needs mom has taught me a ton around advocacy, different ways of thinking, and learning that I bring into my work, being adaptive to my environment and audience. But one of the most powerful lessons he's taught me is to listen for what's not being said, because it's just as powerful as what is being said. And that was a big one for an expressive extrovert like me. So I see you introverts, and we do want to hear from you too today. I also recognize my privilege, as not long ago, working moms didn't really talk about their families and their careers. Many compartmentalized or downplayed that part of their identity. While being a parent, it's not the entirety of who I am. It's a huge part of me that shapes my lens, and I'm unapologetic about it. I started my career on Wall Street in highly technical trading businesses for 10 years, and also served on the board of directors for a diversity nonprofit focused on advancing underrepresented talent to help send the elevator down, as they say. As I fell more in love with the work, I took a calculated risk leaving finance to work for this nonprofit, and everyone thought I'd made a horrible mistake. What was I going to do with my career in 10 years? I didn't know that answer. But growth begins at the end of your comfort zone, and you can't go wrong doing purpose-driven work that you love. So I listened, I learned, and I took more calculated risks. And that led me to corporate D&I roles, as well as here at MongoDB. I've been with the company for 1 year, and I've never stopped listening and learning. I'd like to share a bit about our company. So we're the leading next-gen database designed to allow developers to focus on building amazing apps using document-based architecture, providing a more natural way to work with data. Our mission is to free the genius within everyone by making data stunningly easy to work with. Every amazing app needs a database, and the size of the global database software market is expected to grow to 89 billion by 2024. We're over 2,000 employees across 30 countries and growing rapidly. One of the most compelling reasons I joined MongoDB was our values, which are think big, go far, build together, make it matter, embrace the power of differences, be intellectually honest, and own what you do. You'll notice that diversity and inclusion are woven throughout. And while I love them all, I'm going to double click on just a few. Think big, go far is a really inspirational one. And the leaders you're going to hear from today embody this value every day within their work. Build together is another favorite. It's focused on collaboration, inclusion, and what's possible when you bring many different ways of thinking together to innovate. The combination of these values reminds me of one of my favorite quotes. It's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I came here because I believed in the tech industry's ability to be the disruptor, to advance meaningful change around inclusion. We're in the business of innovating to develop solutions to tough problems, and D&I is no different. And while it's early days in our journey, we're thrilled at the upside that lies ahead. If we are truly to build for all, a diverse workforce and inclusive culture are a must, and we are invested in building a culture that values and embraces those differences, freeing the genius within our people, users, customers, and communities. We hope after today you're inspired to come build with us, and we look forward to engaging with you live shortly. So let's turn over to our panelists for a few questions. Let's start with you, Jensen. Can you tell us about a project that you worked on?
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Cindy, and thanks for the pass. So one of the most important projects that I've worked on came at a time when our team was reaching a breaking point with our site, where a piece of our architecture was causing problems that were making our site very rigid, slow, and unable to meet the needs of the team and our users. So my project was to convert large pieces of our tech stack to use a new technology, and in this case, move from REST and Redux to GraphQL. This change was a large effort due to the scale of the changes needed, and challenging because we needed to create new patterns and processes on the fly while ensuring our site was still bug-free as other projects were in flight. The result was that we were able to increase the speed and responsiveness of our site, but also, and more importantly, be able to add more features to the site easier and faster than we ever have before, allowing us to better serve our users and really make sure that we continue to take our site into the future.
Thank you, Jensen. Nneka, what's it like working for a global company and leading a distributed team?
Great question. Thanks, Cindy. So for me, working for a global company and leading a distributed team has been amazing. Our team is comprised of so many different experiences, backgrounds, and cultures across the board that on a day-to-day basis, even in a leadership role, I'm constantly learning, we're constantly evolving and trying new and different things. So it's been really, really exciting. And that goes for my immediate team as well as the greater global recruiting team. I've never been a part of such a massive team, and with that comes a plethora of ideas and like-minded individuals that that I can strategize with and plan with, and yeah, it's been phenomenal.
Awesome. And Danielle, you've been with the company for some time. You've transitioned teams over the course of your career here. How has the company supported your growth and your role change?
Yeah, thank you. You know, one of my favorite things about working at MongoDB is the fact that we're able to still be flexible and nimble. Even though we've grown out of that startup phase and we're at over 2,000 employees, we're still not afraid to try new things, and we're comfortable with failing, right? If we try something, at MongoDB, you're encouraged to try out something new. And if it fails, you know, okay, at least we know now we tried. Or maybe we want to revisit it and see, how could we have done this differently? Do we think this could still be successful if we pivot or iterate as needed? And so that's always been incredibly encouraging in all the different roles and teams that I've been on. And so early on, when I was a member of the events team, I started working on diversity initiatives even prior to the company having a diversity and inclusion team. And I always was supported, you know, by my manager to do so, and then ultimately was able to take these things on to the point where once, you know, Cindy, you joined the company and there was an official diversity and inclusion team, it was very much supported from everyone involved, including, you know, my old manager who knew that this was a passion and who came to me and said, you know, hey, you know, are you going to join that team? Because this, you know, this makes sense for you. And so that was just a great experience because it, you know, showed me that, you know, the amount of time and energy I invest in this company is reciprocated, right? And they're also invested in me and my growth and the ability for me to pursue my interests, whether that lies within the department I'm already working in or in a different one.
Fantastic, and super lucky to have you on this team. Nneka, you know, the way the world has changed so much and has had detrimental impacts for parents trying to work through a pandemic. How does the company support parents?
Yeah, even before the pandemic, I have to say the company was incredibly supportive of working parents. I've always felt confident in the fact that I have flexibility to get my job done in the way that I see fit, in a way that works for me and my family. So that was never an issue. And then once the pandemic hit and everyone had an issue, the company's response was a huge relief. They were very understanding. They were proactive about it. My manager reached out to me as soon as he heard that schools were shutting down. And instead of me having to come to him with some sort of plan, which again, huge source of relief. So the company has even gone as far as to institute a new leave policy for not just parents, anyone who has the need to take care of someone, or are having struggles with their family life and navigating their family life throughout the pandemic. We're able to take up to 4 weeks fully paid in order to take care of the human side of our lives, which just really speaks to how much we're supported by MongoDB. And that goes for working parents and others as well. The last part that was also major for me was in August, when all parents started thinking about what the new school year was going to look like. The company again proactively reached out and said, we're extending work from home through July 2021. And I'm confident that working parents were at the forefront of that decision. And again, just one less thing to have to worry about while dealing with a global pandemic. And it's a huge source of relief.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Nneka. And Jensen, let's turn to you. How has your role at MongoDB been different than in other companies?
Yeah, that's a great question. And for me, it really comes down to at MongoDB, I've had the opportunity to mentor and really integrate my passion for education into my work. So I've been able to organize and participate in career panels, create partnerships between MongoDB and local colleges that produced new apprentices for the company and diversified our recruitment pipeline, visit colleges and high schools to speak with students about careers in tech, all with the full backing of the company. And so my efforts, along with the support of the company, allowed me to really increase my impact beyond just my engineering team and organization, but really be able to have an impact on the company as a whole and be empowered to do so on a daily basis.
Thank you. Danielle, can you tell us a little bit about TUPOC and your role in the group?
Yeah, so TUPOC is MongoDB's affinity group for people of color, and the acronym stands for the Underrepresented People of Color at MongoDB, or as Cindy, you like to call it, the United People of Color at MongoDB, which is actually a name I absolutely love because we started in 2016 as the Black Network and have since quadrupled in size, more than quadrupled in size, and we also now include Latinx members and Asian members as well. And the mission of our group is to offer a safe space and foster a community of inclusion amongst the people of color from underrepresented groups at MongoDB. And we do this through monthly meetings, monthly happy hours, all virtual right now, but sometimes in person when possible. In the past at least. And we also provide professional development and networking opportunities, including a book club, a mentorship program for interns, a buddy system for incoming colleagues, and things like that. And the group has been a tremendous source of support. Not only is it great to connect with colleagues all over the globe, but what we also do is we'll have discussions on recent events, including the protests that have been going on. And so it's really just being there for each other, sharing resources, sharing our struggles, but also sharing moments of joy, specifically in our Slack channel, where sometimes, we'll just share links of things that make us smile because, we also need a laugh.
Awesome. TUPOC's one of my personal all-time favorite affinity group names, definitely from my generation, so has a special place in my heart. Nneka, let's wrap with you. Can you tell our attendees a little bit more about what they can expect in the recruitment process and how to apply?
Absolutely. For anyone interested in opportunities at MongoDB, I would recommend exploring two potential avenues. One would be connecting with someone at MongoDB, be it an employee in the function that you're interested in, or maybe someone from the recruiting team, in an effort to learn more about life at MongoDB and what the role might be about. If you're confident about your interest in that opportunity, you can definitely just go ahead and apply at mongodb.com/careers. And you'll receive a message that lets you know that if there is a fit with your experience and skills, that a recruiter will be in touch. What that process typically looks like, a recruiter would reach out for a recruiter screen. And then from there, you can expect either a hiring manager screen or some sort of technical assessment, depending on the type of role that you're pursuing. Being that we're all remote, our process has also gone completely virtual. So we would then schedule a series of Zoom interviews with just the essential interview panel and ultimately make a decision from there.
Awesome. Well, thank you to all of you for sharing. Stop by our booth and introduce yourself. We're really looking forward to meeting all of you. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everyone.